Hello, everyone. Today is Saturday, March 16th, 2024, at 7:03 p.m. in the evening. I don't think I got any sleep at all last night. And maybe it was because of, excuse me. Maybe it was, hold on. Sorry. Maybe it was because, I ate like a fried chicken tenders dinner. I don't eat fried chicken a whole lot, but I mean lately, I try to not have as much like fried chicken or fish. Like I would prefer like baked or blackened or something like that, or grilled or something like that. Excuse me. But I had a filling dinner last night despite, having almost nothing. Thankfully, a couple of people swooped through and helped, and thanks so much. Excuse me. So then, yeah. So I had a lot of harassment last night, um, and also like throughout the day on certain online websites, people were abusive and mean and narcissistic with me asking for advice online and stuff. And then so excuse me for feeling slow because of my sleep deprivation. So I told y'all, I documented what happened last night, and then so I don't recall having any sleep, and the toilet was flushing kind of funny yesterday when they switched me to the other room, and then you know, like as I said, I saw some what looked like small little remnants of I couldn't tell what it was, but it looked a little bit like the brown stuff that's wrapped inside of a cigarette. I don't know that tobacco. Yeah, that. But then yeah, it was a little bit in there that I saw, very little, not much, but the toilet was flushing weird. Um and then like around 5 something this morning, I discovered that the toilet was overflowing. And then you know, and so like super early this morning I called and let them know, about the toilet overflowing. I did tell them yesterday about the toilet acting a little funny, you know, but I had no idea that nobody told me that the maintenance man was coming or anything like that. But I had no idea the maintenance man tried to come yesterday, and I must have had my earbuds in because I told y'all about those whatever perp idiots that kept fraudulently and illegally driving around blasting loud music. And then I just got out of the shower just now, right before coming on here. And yeah, like off and on while I was washing myself, taking a shower. I heard the loud bass music off and on, like as if they were driving around in circles or something. So, excuse me. So then, I was told that that the housekeepers or whatever were gonna come at like 9 o'clock this morning. And it was unusual because they usually service my room, but nobody came by. And I had to keep calling. I even went downstairs when I renewed another night and told them about it before 9 o'clock, reminded them again. And then they, like, damn, it took all day. And then they switched my room again, and I was, today seemed like it was a day of nothing but frustration. But like one of those days where certain events happened where I just had to keep getting frustrated because of certain things, all day. Mainly, the toilet situation. So I had to pee so bad that I had to pee in a cup because the toilet was flowing. And the worst, I had to hold my doo-doo in, But I took a bath earlier this morning. I was trying to take a shower. Sorry for TMI. Excuse me. So I was trying to take a shower, but I discovered that they don't have the thing where you pull for the shower. So I was forced to have to just take a bath, And then so I cleaned myself twice today. And so then, because of the toilet overflowing situation, like after 5 o'clock, I definitely couldn't go back to sleep. And so, I had the usual breakfast this morning, muffin and juice. And they had this super old white lady, was old enough that they had a super white lady. I'm sorry, I meant to say super old white lady that had what looked like she was old enough that her that little boy that was sitting down eating with her looked like as if he could have been like her great grandson or something. Maybe great grandson or great great grandson or something. My words ain't coming out right because of sleep deprivation. So I was trying to say a super old white lady, like describing, who these people are, Because the online perps, they will try to turn things to stuff that I'm not even trying to say, So, as I said, I'll be describing people like, if I say, well, if it's a black guy doing this or Hispanic guy doing this, a Middle Eastern person doing this, a Vietnamese person doing this, So, but it's like when I walked in to the little dining area and went to get my muffin and stuff, and then I went to I wasn't even worried about them, all I was, me having that the toilet thing on my mind. So, I just went to I opened up the wrapper, and then they had the little cup that you peel back for the muffin, and when I went to throw it away, and I mean the little the paper cup with the muffin, And then I went to go and walk back to my spot, and on my way walking back to my spot, the lady kept on giving me like these vicious hate anger looks, like for no reason at all, you know, for no reason. I was trying to mind my own business and just stay to myself like I usually do. And so the whole time I was in there, eating my muffin or whatever, I just felt uncomfortable the whole time. I didn't feel unsafe because she was an old lady, but excuse me, but I just felt like extremely uncomfortable, you know. But I had the muffin and then had the juice, and then paid for another night to stay here. And I thought it was supposed to rain every day this weekend, but I haven't noticed any rain today, but it might have rained this morning or earlier. I don't know. Um, but then I went back upstairs and, you know, tried to take a nap a couple of times and could not. And I mean, 3 hours passed by and still nobody came. The housekeeper, they usually come to my room between 9 and 11. Excuse me. So then nobody came. And then so noon I called again. And well, right before noon I called again. And then the girl downstairs, I don't know if she seemed irritated or not, but I I mean, it took a little while, but I didn't think anybody was gonna come. So then I started to doze off and fall asleep and started dreaming. Excuse me. And then like she knocked on the door and excuse me. She knocked on the door and excuse me. I thought I was dreaming of some just that quick, like 5 minutes after I drifted off to sleep. Well, I don't know, it felt like 5 minutes, and I heard a knock on the door, and 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 so I kind of like almost barely heard it, you know. Excuse me. So I ended up, I opened the door, and then she came in, and she was shocked about how much water was on the floor. And then she went downstairs and said that she was going to send somebody right away. Still, nobody came. Otherwise, I would have eaten lunch earlier. But I ate lunch around, well, I mean, did I eat around 2 or did I order around 2 o'clock? No, my food was delivered at slightly after 2 o'clock. Because, you know, sometimes you get certain deals or buy one, get one free. So I haven't had rice in a long time until like, I think it was the day before yesterday. I had a little rice and, excuse me, and I forgot to, I ate only half of the rice. It was a small container. And like the day before yesterday, I forgot to eat the rice, the rest of the rice for dinner. But I meant to, but I forgot. And then I was wondering why when I went to, throw the food out when I was switching rooms, I mean I would throw the trash out of the refrigerator. And and then, gathered the trash for the housekeepers to get. And then And then you know, hold on. Well, it wasn't heavy, but it felt like something was in there, and it didn't dawn on me until like after I threw it away, and it was like, oh, I forgot that to eat the rice the other day, you know, the rest of the little bit of rice, you know. I don't even know if that was like a maybe 6 ounce container, between 4 and 6. I'm not good at mental measuring, you know. So um I think it was over 3 ounces, but probably about 6 ounces. It was a small container. And so then but today I felt like, well, I wanted to try to get a way to get rice and seafood. I mean, well, fish, more like rice and fish. I was kind of craving fish because I haven't really had fish or seafood in a while. And ever since being here, I have not gotten to have like grits, eggs, sausage, or I've been craving pancakes for a long time. I haven't had pancakes in a long time, in a while. Excuse me. So, but I forgot. Ding. Okay. Gumbo, was it was buy one get one free, and excuse me, the gumbo was buy one get one free, and um the gumbo was it was it was a little salty, but it was kind of good. You know, I probably would get it again, but I never been too crazy over gumbo. Um, excuse me, I never been too crazy over gumbo. But the only gumbo that I lost my mind over was the foster grandma Mildred Collins when she was alive back in the 90s. My eyes start to like fill up with tears. But excuse me, I got a little mucus in my throat. So I don't get I don't have gumbo that much, but I got it because I wanted something with rice in it and some seafood. So it was like chicken, sausage, um I don't know if that was I don't remember if it's shrimp or crawfish. And it has some crab in it. And it just brought back memories, but I don't have a butter knife, so the meat and the pieces of crab I couldn't even get to. And I thought about like memories of when the foster grandma Mildred Collins, they would order seafood, and her and the fake foster mom Ann and all them, they would break open the crabs with the back of a butter knife, you know. So I don't have a butter knife, and I didn't realize it was gonna come with crabs, But it brought back some, memories. So I've had some okay gumbo and some nasty gumbo, but the gumbo was good today. It was good, but it wasn't the best, but it was good. Um, and so my only issue was I was like, did they put a freaking teaspoon of rice? Like, where's the damn rice? you know. Excuse me. But they had a little bit of rice in there. But other than that, it was all right, you know. But yeah, I had a few little donations here and there between last night and today. And, you know, I'm thankful and glad that it's a shock and surprise, and it makes me want to cry tears of joy that there is still someone who cares about me. Because they be having moments where I'm all alone, and it seems I end up feeling hated by everybody. You know, excuse me, especially in the TI community. Um, but I don't see it on TikTok much, but I mainly see it on Twitter, where people in the TI community are always feuding with each other. You know, they feud with each other the same way me and my twin sister do. You know, and when two TIs get into an argument and one calls the other a perp, and sometimes they both be perps, or sometimes they both be sincere TIs and it's just a misunderstanding, or a fake TI perp trying to perp a real TI, you know, or, you know, somebody trying to falsely accuse you of being a perp when you didn't do it on purpose, or you're not trying to, you know. But anyway, excuse me. So the Uber driver, she had took a little while to bring me my food, and she did not notify me, and I didn't even get a notification that my food was delivered. But I said, you know, I selected meet me at the door. But she took it upon herself and do a fake no contact delivery and put my shit on the ground. Food on the damn ground. And so, you know, I didn't know until I was trying to ask, you know, I told her where I was at, and excuse me, because it looked like she was lost or something, you know. And, you know, I called, and she got an attitude with me over the phone, you know. And I said, well, I didn't even hear a knock on the door. You know, and and then she turned to whoever that was, probably her boyfriend or whatever, and got an attitude. I mean, she's like, didn't we knock on the door or something like that? She said, excuse me. And then next, you know, I hung up the phone and I went outside, and my food was on the ground, and she was right there. She didn't show up in the vehicle that was on the app. She was supposed to, I forgot what color, but she was supposed to show up in a Chevy Cruze, but she showed up in a dark gray, nice new SUV. And I don't remember if it was, everything happened so fast, but I don't remember if it was her or her boyfriend perping with red pants. So, excuse me. And so, yeah, she was a freaking perp, you know, and then when I opened the door, you know, she had an attitude that was like threatening. Like, she wasn't threatening me, but she had an attitude. Her attitude seemed threatening, but she wasn't threatening me with words, but her attitude seemed threatening, you know. Like, as if she was gonna come run back up here and whip my ass or something. Excuse me. So then I told her I'm gonna give you a 1 star, a bad rating or something. I said, and she was like, "Why would you give me a bad rating? I delivered your food properly." you know, she was like, "Why would you give me a bad rating? I delivered your food properly." Well, you had an attitude with me on the phone, and you lied about knocking on the door, and you freaking didn't show up in the car you were supposed to, and you freaking put my shit on the ground. You knew what you were doing. And purple with red pants. Yeah, and I actually felt bad because I like, well, wow, I didn't know that the restaurant was so far, and I even thought about considering to give her a tip, but like, see, and I'm like, this is the reason why I don't, a lot of the times I you know, excuse me. So, I mean, why I don't tip every time anymore. But if I have like the extra funds and financially comfortable or a little bit good, then, but I actually did consider, tipping her, but with her having an attitude and trying to act like she wanted to fight me and being a perp and everything, nah, you ain't getting shit from me, you know. But as I said, I like as I said, you know, the gumbo buy one get one free is like 2 meals. So gumbo for lunch and gumbo for dinner, and excuse me. So then but yeah, like one person donated me something and said spend it on whatever you want. But it's like I'm in no position to really spend on whatever I want because I'm sitting here trying to survive, like fighting to live. But I really didn't want gumbo. But I wanted a dish with maybe like rice, vegetables, like broccoli or something, and like baked fish. Something was what I would have wanted. Like, but they don't have Captain D's in New Orleans metro area. But they used to have a Long John Silver's, but I don't think they have that anymore. But but they got Captain D's in Mobile, Alabama, and Pensacola, Florida. You know. But so yeah, I was feeling down and depressed. So I just like had me a little bit of ice cream later, a little bit later on, you know, and feeling like extreme fear and anxiety about the court date, you know. But I had a little bit of a small little thing of ice cream. And the guy, he didn't speak English and he took forever. But I'm glad my everything turned out fine. Excuse me. Excuse me. So, yeah, I mean, as I said, I don't do it every time. But, you know, if I might order something because I'm in here, you know, trying to have my peace of mind and sanity and trying to avoid being perped as much as I could. And not that I'm too lazy to walk to the store, but you never know what's gonna happen with dealing with you know perps that's gonna that might do you something real crazy, you know. So I just stay in my room, stay to myself and try to stay out of trouble and just have like a relief off of the streets and trying to get myself together mentally, you know, and like to try to regroup after being so just high stressed and little to no sleep like outside on the streets. And so then excuse me. And so after that, um I left out to try to go look for the housekeepers and try to tell somebody, about the the like remind somebody again about the toilet overflow situation. And then they said again that they forgot. Even this morning they said they forgot and they kept saying, "Oh, we forgot." So then afterwards, I ended up switching rooms and then clean and sanitize, you know, certain spots in this room. And so yeah, so I'm in a different room. So something is promised to me that's good, but I'm gonna keep quiet about it. But I don't know if it's guaranteed, but something somebody promised me supposed to happen um later on. um I don't know, before the month is out maybe, but I don't know, but I can't mention it. Excuse me. But something small, not too big, I finally got my um you know switched into a room, a different room. But this morning, I was trying to get a different room, but the front desk agent was saying um that the one bedroom, I mean the one king bedrooms are all booked up. So she told me I had to stay in the other room. But yeah, it's pretty much a pain in the ass to pack up your belongings and go switch rooms, But excuse me, I'm thankful and glad to be in a room and off the streets. So I mean, I'm thankful and glad, for the few people who helped me between last night and this morning. And so I have enough for um let me think. My brain is not processing properly. Um yeah, tomorrow night. Excuse me. And then, I was trying to rack up some points for free nights, but you know, I ended up using the points off and discounts and stuff. So I gotta work my way back up to, free nights, you know, enough for free nights. If you earn them by staying longer, But but it was it Sunday night and Monday night? I had enough points for 2 free nights because they got some promotion going on. So I was thankful and glad for that. And so then on my way, after settling in here and I went to turn the keys back in from the other room, they had a perp in a black Honda Civic. I'm not sure what year the car is. Um, with all tinted windows, and they were sitting in the driver's seat filming. I don't know if they took a picture or they were filming and recording me. But the windows were so tinted that even the front windshield was tinted. You know, so then yeah, I mean I had just a little bit of ice cream. It helped me feel a little bit better because of feeling depressed and full of anxiety about the court date. You know, but yeah. Excuse me. On Tuesday, um, hold up. So yeah, my phone just got an alert saying that rain is expected tomorrow morning or whatever. And excuse me. So yeah, I mean, it's not about me being lazy, but it's just like I don't feel like being bombarded with the gang stalking and having to get into altercations with people. So um and then like I end up getting like having like meltdowns, and having like sensory overload. Excuse me. And it make my Tourette's worse. So then um this morning the fake SE perp um I put in a community post about her harassment saying um enjoy enjoy your hotel rooms, bitch, because you're about to go to jail for 30 days. Excuse me. And so many people online, you know, who weren't there to see what happened, they automatically falsely assume that I'm guilty and need to fess up or that I'm the one that's lying. And it's like, well, it seems like people with narcissistic personalities gravitate towards law and ethics and law enforcement and police and everything. And they're the ones breaking the laws, but they be so self-righteous about defending and idolizing and worshiping law enforcement and falsely glorifying them as heroes. Excuse me, but anyway, you know, basically the judge will play God and their opinion about what should happen to you, or even other people that play a role or whatever, play God and tell you what they think your sentence should be. But I mean, like, I'm gonna say it again that I did not know that um an unlivable house that's for sale, you know, I thought it was an abandoned. Well, I thought that that was what you call like abandoned houses. If the house probably, haven't been lived in since before Katrina, Hurricane Katrina. So I thought that that was what you call an abandoned house. Because I heard stories throughout years, about people, homeless people living in abandoned houses, or hearing about squatters and train hoppers and all that. And but you know, after that, the perps ran me away from the old Gretna Ferry. Cops said nothing for 3 nights, kept on passing by, and I had just uploaded a video, so you know I didn't realize that it was illegal to stay there. Um, and if I would have known, I would not have done it, and I won't make that mistake again. But, you know, like as I said, I reacted the way I did because I figured that it was another gang stalking prank. And I thought that if the online stalkers called up and lied and said that it was their place, and you don't, you never even set foot in New Orleans, and you're a young ass kid in your 20s just pranking and trolling, you know, excuse me, um, they did it, the perps did it before, and I got harassed by the cops. But this was the third time something like this happened. And, I don't even know if the fake Aquarian Doris perp, since the other perps were talking about your ass is gonna go to, those kids, those boys talking about your ass is gonna go to jail. The fake Aquarian Doris perp probably performed like a voodoo or witchcraft spell to, to make it to where I end up getting wrongfully arrested and going to jail. So, like, if y'all don't hear from me in 48 hours, if it's any time this week and y'all don't hear from me after 48 hours, that means I ended up, going back to jail. But, if not, then everything would go. I don't know what's gonna happen, but um but I'm praying and hoping that I don't end up having to go back to jail, because this was part of the gang stalking setup. Excuse me. So now, at 40 years old, and the life that I ended up living, being overly sheltered and, not having a whole bunch of life experience, I'm just now learning, like, how the court system operates, and have a whole lot to learn. I have to learn like a baby. Excuse me. So, like, some people say you don't even have to commit a crime, but if you deal with asshole officers or power hungry, psychopathic officers, then some people say you end up going to jail for not knowing your rights, and then the cops or the police department will profit off of your ignorance. And I heard that all about like meeting quotas in the prison industrial complex. But y'all gang stalk and force people to be homeless, and you want them jailed or dead or institutionalized, And it wasn't until after I became targeted the foster mom, I think I maybe she was saying it before and I don't remember, but after I became targeted, she used to narcissistically lecture me about how I'm gonna wind up in jail or dead and deserve it. Or she would lecture me about what illnesses that I'm gonna die of. Excuse me. Like, I was, like, I mean, I could show y'all a picture. I mean, I have shown y'all pictures of when I was a child and teenager. I wasn't really huge. But imagine being like 15 years old, 5 feet 2 inches tall, and like 140 pounds, or maybe 130 pounds, and then lecture about how I'm gonna grow up to have high blood pressure, heart problems, and diabetes, and that I'm gonna one day just drop dead. And being 15, 16, 17 years old, um, 5 feet 2 inches tall and 140 pounds, and you know, being lectured about my weight and called a fat ass. But I was skinny. I like right now. I don't know if I'm 300 pounds right now because of the homeless situation and struggling to survive and everything, and dealing with depression and stuff. But when I was in Bloomington, I was still financially struggling, and also, but I try to make attempts and try to practice to try out new recipes and try to eat healthier. And I try to show y'all that. I try to make like a vegetable soup or whatever in a crock pot, and then the online perps would talk about, oh, that looks nasty or whatever, excuse me. But I try to practice and relearn how to cook after being homeless for 4 years or homeless for such a long time. And then excuse me, when I had that apartment, I tried to practice cooking and was planning to be on a path to weight loss, but I couldn't even walk around that neighborhood because that area in Pensacola, I guess it was dangerous. Excuse me. So they originally was supposed to put me in Moreno Court, but because I didn't have the funds to go to Pensacola right away, was when that's why they put me at Addicts Court. But then I heard that the other day a teenager was shot and killed somebody or something in the projects in Pensacola called Gonzalez Court. I don't remember where in Pensacola that's at. Excuse me, but New Orleans seems like it's a lot bigger than Pensacola. Excuse me, New Orleans seems like it's bigger than Pensacola. But I can't believe people felt like Greenville, South Carolina was a big city. No, it's not. But yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's people were telling me if I am like convicted or whatever, then I could then it will be on my record, and it would be hard for me to get any more housing or jobs. I mean, even for something small like that, or something I didn't have ill intent. Excuse me. I didn't have like a malicious or ill or, intent to, break the law on purpose. I wasn't trying to do that. You know, excuse me. So I did not know that people living in abandoned houses or squatting or whatever was illegal. But didn't even go inside or break in or damage. I didn't damage anything. So I didn't mean any hurt or to harm anybody. And as I said, the excuse me, if it were, with that incident, that happened a few days before. I, it was too late and the buses weren't running anymore, and so then I went by that house, and then when the cops passed by several times and didn't say anything, so I thought that was another reason why I thought it was okay to be there. But the online stalkers, I don't know if the fake aquarium doors perp really did call the cops. If that was her that did that. Right after uploading the video. Excuse me. And so, yeah, as I said, I figured it was a gang stalking prank. But all those other times I've had multiple situations with police, and, had not gone to jail. I've had moments where I told police officers off and put them in their place. Or stood up to them. Excuse me. And one thing I hate when police do stupid shit like this. They act like they're really stupid with no common sense, but then they treat us like we're very stupid with no common sense. So, like, you say, keep your hands out of your pocket or get your hands out of your pocket. And then you say, do you have ID on you? Well, it's in my pocket. Oh, well, show me your ID. And then after you just told them, well, it's in my pocket, they will threaten to shoot or tase you for going in your pocket to try to, they will threaten to shoot or tase you for going in your pocket to get your ID. When you kept on telling them it's in my pocket, and then you say, keep on saying, harassing me about my damn ID. And then, you keep harassing me about my ID. And, but the online perps lie on me and said that I was resisting arrest when I was not under arrest at that time. But the officers, after they threw and broke my phone and rough handled me and, threw me against the car, and then held me there physically until it took a while for the man to get there. And then he was there showed up just to pat me down. That man pat me down. He pat me down and then put me in handcuffs, and that man's name is not, I was told by the clerk of court lady that his name was not listed on the police report. So that was odd to me. And so the officers kept bullying me So I guess they weren't going to take me to jail, but they kept on saying, if you don't answer my questions, then I'm going to take you to jail. Or, and they just fucking bullies. And like at first they say you're going on the ground, and they even physically held me and were telling me, they kept on repeatedly threatening to slam me on the ground. But you say, if you don't answer my questions, then you're going to jail. But I totally did forget, don't answer questions, don't talk to the cops, and that you don't have to give ID or whatever, but excuse me. And then with my OCD, I'm always feeling the need to justify and defend myself. I didn't realize that was like a one of the OCD symptoms, obsessive compulsive disorder. But and then I was like so sleep deprived that I don't have really any memory. Even like I immediately forgot and still don't remember what questions she was trying to ask. But other people were scared for me. People who saw the initial video, that I put up, they said that they were afraid, and I was afraid too, that they were gonna instantly shoot me. Because what am I supposed to do? You say get your stuff and then don't get your stuff. I was trying to get my stuff to pack up and leave. But narcs do not give you a chance like that. Excuse me. And, as I said, this had to have been like a gang stalking setup, gang stalking prank. It was around the time of I saw it was a full moon in the sky. Yeah, I figure satanic rituals, they were probably attempted satanic ritual, witchcraft sacrifice or something. Because I heard that's another way people will sacrifice you, is set you up to get shot and killed by police. Alex Dupree would stick the police on me like dogs. And kept making false reports to the police and stalking, following, and harassing me. And telling the police, make sure you watch her every move. You a random person telling the cops, make sure you watch her every single move. And she's got something mental, and she's dangerous, and she's crazy, and she's this, and she's that. Like, you don't even know me at all. So, after Alex successfully ran me out of Pensacola and I was forced to end up in Mobile, Alabama, and he crossed state lines to gang stalk me, in which I heard that was considered a felony. Well, how was I going to be able to, he harassed me. Like, he quickly made a fake Greyhound bus ticket to follow me to Mobile, Alabama, and follow me on the bus. And it's like, this is some crazy shit. This was back in 2020. And New Year's 2020, he made false calls to the police. And, he set me up, and I almost got shot and killed by the police in downtown Pensacola. And I would have had, no family, I don't even know if the family hate me so much that even when I die, they would still hate me, or if my family would have a so-called change of heart after I'm dead. This gang stalking program is part of the depopulation and to kill people off. So-called human extermination of the so-called undesirables of society. People who don't fit in with the New World Order. Excuse me, but it's a lot of stuff that we're brainwashed to believe that's false. But then you lecture me about common sense. And, when I mentioned about not knowing, I kept on explaining it almost every doggone video. I'm tired of explaining it. But, me being 40 years old and not knowing that even an abandoned or vacant house or whatever still belonged to somebody. Well, I thought nobody owned it because nobody lived in it. So I mean, and like as I said, in Pensacola, it was a cop that encouraged me to sleep by an abandoned bank. And, the perps kept on trying to gang stalk me out of that area. And, excuse me. But, or they would try to make me feel unsafe. But, this is part of human trafficking. And, it's really scary going through this and having hardly anybody, to have any compassion on you, even fellow sufferers. So what? Wow, it's 8:05 already. It's 8:05 at night. Oh yeah, because I've been talking for a little over an hour now. But yeah, I mean, I don't have a so-called proper the way to dress, and I mean a so-called proper way to dress to go to court. And like if somebody's homeless, like how you expect me to look presentable? And then I have nowhere to put my belongings, and they said, well, you can't bring them into the building at all. So where am I supposed to put my stuff? But excuse me, what if I end up not having to do 30 days of jail time? And how do y'all know that that's what I'm going to have to do? Y'all the ones who bully, harass, and threaten me and cuss me out and call me names. And there's no consequences for what y'all do to me, and you don't think it's wrong. Y'all think I deserve to be punished with jail or prison, but y'all, hate me telling y'all going to hell. So even the cops that were taking me to jail didn't like for me to be like, y'all going to hell. Oh, that's not nice. You going to hell. I mean, like, after you broke my phone, stumped on my jacket, stumped and kicked my jacket, and threw my backpack and intentionally dragged my jacket on the ground, and then you snooped through my belongings without my permission, and then violated my baptism certificate, and but then you say play stupid games, win stupid prizes, but it might be you the one that's gonna get the stupid prizes, hopefully. Because you played a stupid game by, you know, bullying, harassing, and threatening and cursing people out and destroying my property, destroying my things. But I mean, like for them to act like that, I really think that the perps, if they did call and put something in those officers' head, and this was a gang stalking setup because perps were already in the jail dorm before I got there. And then the online perps are think they're entitled to have a right to have copies of my mugshot and excuse me, my mugshot and body cam the body cam footage of the incident. They don't have a right to do this. They go so damn far. And they're stalking and tracking my every move and nothing's happening to them. You a guy publicizing a female's you know, a female's, where a female is staying in a hotel at, a homeless female. And then y'all get mad when I call y'all sex traffickers, because y'all are. But you don't call yourself minding other people's business or meddling in other people's business. Y'all falsely lie and say that I'm the crazy person who stalks people, when y'all doing it to me. And then they always want to switch a fake narrative and try to rewrite history. You know. But that officer, why was throwing my backpack was the only thing she denied doing. But they think that they could just bully us and push us around out in society. And then I saw somewhere on social media, I don't remember exactly where it was, but that same officer, Allison Christiana, I saw her on video of some other people uploaded online where she acted rather rough and aggressive. You know, and she's a fucking dog handler. The police K9 dog handler. And gets a lot of undeserved praise. And then try to do everything masculine. Hardcore masculine. I mean, the male officer that put me in handcuffs, she made him look soft. You know, he didn't even seem like super like macho or anything, you know. But, you know, all this that's going on, all this is weird. And all y'all gonna do is point fingers without knowing everything. All y'all gonna do is, you know, people online pointing fingers saying guilty, 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 and make it like as if the cops are incapable of wrongdoing. You know, but I am not setting foot in the office of Gretna Police. I mean, I don't even know. I thought about trying to avoid. I don't know if I would try to avoid Gretna or just that area or something, you know. But I'm deeply hurt about not getting to go near the old ferry, you know, where that could be a quiet spot where I can clear my mind. So And so I heard that the Supreme Court of the U.S. wants to criminalize homelessness all over the country. And that's not right. That's not fair. And then gang stalkers forcing you out of your own home and forcing you to be homeless. I can't even live anywhere or stay anywhere for too long. So, yeah. So I heard some things about what might happen on Tuesday, but I can't afford to go to jail. I really can't. And as I said, I don't even be out here trying to commit crimes or trying to do stupid shit. Other people might, but I don't. I'm sitting here fighting for my life every day, fighting for my survival every day. I'm so busy fighting for my survival to intentionally do something stupid. Jail is fucking filthy and dirty. If I have OCD, why would I want to go there? And those cops had their minds made up about me, and it seemed like, the family probably would have. I don't even know if my funeral would have passed by now, you know, or if the family hate me so much that I would be just left dead with no funeral or nothing else. And then, over the summer, the fake Darnell Williams perp will harass me and talk about my family hating me and then say, who's going to claim your body when you die? And stuff like that. It's very creepy and scary. But, they got so many people that's abusive and narcissistic and know-it-all narcissists and self-righteous about the law. When you're brainwashed and still brush your teeth with fluoride toothpaste. And you don't think it's dumb to brush your teeth with something that you can't even swallow. Or brush your teeth with something that you're not supposed to swallow. That's making us dumber. I haven't brushed my teeth with fluoridated toothpaste in like over a decade. And I'm fine. So now, I try to brush my teeth with items that, I brush my teeth with items that is safe to ingest. In case I might accidentally swallow a little bit or swallow some, And I haven't used deodorant. In so many years also. And I don't get the frequency of boils and cysts under my arms. But every now and then I might, But I used to get boils and cysts all the time. And I heard that with deodorant, it contains aluminum, which will cause like early Alzheimer's disease or something. But y'all call me stupid for not knowing that that it was illegal to stay there. But why can't I call y'all stupid for not believing that the New World Order is real? or any of these so-called, conspiracies. You know, so if I told you about Big Pharma and stuff like that, then, you would dismiss me as crazy. Um, if I told you that we're being indoctrinated and brainwashed at school, you know, so none of us are all knowing. None of us are all knowing. They got a lot of stuff that we're ignorant about. Even, um, so say, for example, I saw a video earlier about a guy putting peanuts in a food processor and saying, oh, it's, you know, homemade peanut butter. But then someone can chime in and be 57 years old and be like, well, I was today years old when I learned that you can blend peanuts in a food processor and make peanut butter like that, you know. And if they feel like they never knew that. But certain things with my Illuminati research or, or natural health and stuff, that if I inform somebody of something that's way older than me, like 65 years old, and they say that they're suffering such and such an illness, and I tell them about coconut oil, and then they be shocked and say that they never heard of this before and that they were just learning, you know. And then if they might feel sad because they feel like, well, my brother who died of such and such disease, well, all he had to do was take this and it could have kept him alive or could have cured him. Yep. So, I don't know everything. Neither do y'all, but for y'all to attack me and say play stupid games and win stupid prizes, or say you made your bed, you lay in it, or you say no sympathy over here, or you say that's got to be the stupidest thing that I ever heard in my life, and stuff like that, None of us are perfect, or none of us know everything. They have people who are younger than me that, teaching me things I didn't know, you know. But in the perps, they bully me, but then they want to lecture me about adulting, but me being the way I am is as a result of childhood trauma and being robbed of my childhood and being disabled. But I'm just tired of the unprovoked attacks and hate, vigilante hate for no reason at all. So it's not even a 100% guarantee that y'all are hoping. And how did y'all find out before me? I mean, because they go and study certain Louisiana laws or ordinances to look for reasons, or, we're going to, try to look for some ways to try to get Candy in trouble. Or we're going to try to get Candy arrested. For what? I don't understand why y'all doing this to me. But those cops could have murdered me that night, super early in the morning. But a whole bunch of people in the neighborhood saw me. None of them called the police. and they saw me, and none of them called the police. But multiple cops passed by, none of them called the police. Cop or no cop, multiple gang stalkers passed by, none of them called the police. Cops passed by, didn't say anything for 3 nights. So that's why y'all condemning me and calling me stupid and saying that I'm wrong and I deserve to go to jail. Y'all all part of the gang stalking. This is all part of the fake gang stalking script. But y'all break into people's houses and poison them or drug them and rape them and stuff. And then the cops don't believe us when we tell our stories. When I got raped by the Freemason, I was a few seconds from being wrongfully arrested and going to jail. And they kept falsely accusing me of lying. Falsely accusing me of lying on a police report when I told the truth, and they just wanted to protect that guy because he was a Freemason. And then the fake Hell's Way Church, they all turned against me. The moment I told the church that, I was raped by a Freemason, they all turned against me. And then when I tried to leave, Eric, the fake pastor, he was required to register as a sex offender, and he was a registered sex offender. And he been like in and out of jail or prison, in and out of prison and stuff. But, he always, I don't know what kind of job, maybe it was the fake church money that kept him in the freshest and nicest clothes. Eric was abusive and narcissistic, and they all acted like they didn't want me around and would exclude me from secret church dinners and church parties and stuff. But when I quit going to the fake Hell's Way Church, they treated me like workplace mobbing. And Eric threatened me. He threatened to make me come back to the fake Hell's Way Church. So, and then according to David Jane, David was telling me that Eric was smear campaigning and lying and saying that I'm a prostitute. And I never prostituted a day in my life. But I was wondering, even in 2012, I didn't really have a smartphone. I know I didn't have a smartphone, but I think by April of 2012, I think I no longer had that first Android phone I ever had. But after that, I'm pretty sure it was probably a small $10 flip phone from fake Walmart or something. But they had that one guy who kept on stalking me for a few months. And then he stalked me until he succeeded at raping me. A different guy, 6 months later or whatever. And then he went AWOL on me, and I never saw or heard from him again until some years later. And then the people at the fake Hell's Way Church trying to tell me forgive the rapist or else you're going to hell. But then they don't like me because I said that I was raped. In which I was, But I didn't realize that domestic violence comes from people who are narcissistic, sociopathic, or psychopathic, or what they want to call dark triad. And then people who rape have the same because they disrespect your no when you tell them that no or you don't want to do it, and then they make like you don't have a right to choose no. Excuse me, they're making my nose itch. So I'm really, really scared about Tuesday, about whether or not I'm going to end up going to jail, and my anxiety is increasing and getting worse. Um, and then they're fighting harder to criminalize homelessness across the country, you know. So I'm going to get off here. I didn't do any writing today because I need sleep. So what time is it? 8:29 p.m. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow.